We're talking about high level athletes here.
Yes, exactly.
We're talking about high level
Yeah,
athletes.
and they don't have to be very known basketball players or whatever. Anybody you see on like a Gatorade commercial, an Under Armour commercial these days, they're fit. They're
Yeah,
fit
they're
where
fit as
this is
hell.
what they do every single day. And even they don't go 100% every single day.
Imagine somebody who's tired, who's stressed, who's trying to go 100%. You know, one class maybe they made it through the bodybuilders class or whatever, and then they try to do it another class. Your ability to perform to even comprehend what's happening is so low. Like it's the question of, do you want to be effective or do you want to be busy?
Muscles work best when they're 100% recovered. General rule of thumb is major muscle groups take about 72 hours. Minor muscle groups, such as your arms, your biceps, stuff like that, like your delts, 48 hours. If you're serious about your working out, if you go 100% every single day, throw it all on the line and just go and give, you need to listen to this today.
Because even though you think you're doing yourself some good, you're actually going to hit a wall very soon, and we're here to make sure that doesn't happen.
Welcome back to Behind the Strength. I'm Christian.
And I'm Carlo.
Where we help you with your health, wealth, and peace of mind. Today we're going to be talking about actually a question that's posed to us very, very often. Should I go 100% every day in my workouts? By the way, for those of you listening, the reason why you may want to listen to us is because we've been in the fitness industry now for well over 2 decades. We've had a fitness and therapy business in Scarborough, Ontario now for the last 8 years. We are expanding locations, and we're guys that have been there, done that, and maybe you can help us along the way like we'll help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the reason why we started this podcast is we get a lot of questions all the time. So we're like, whatever, let's just create a podcast so people could actually listen to what we have to say and we don't have to repeat ourselves 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can, I mean, if you should, honestly, you should go back, if wherever you're listening to this, go back to all our other episodes. We got some cool stuff. We cover fitness. We cover, stuff about life, relationships,
Business.
sales, business,
Career.
So take a listen. Watch us on YouTube. Hit us up on Instagram if you have any questions at StrengthenU, StrengthNU. For those who have been hitting us up, thank you so much. Comment on our stuff. We appreciate you, man. We value every single person listening, and believe us, like, we're here to be of service to you. So we make sure we put all our knowledge and stuff like that out on the line every single episode. So thank you. And refer a friend if you find this valuable. That's the biggest thing. The only way we could kind of grow this is if you guys refer your other friends, send them a link, even if a snippet on Instagram that gets them going and makes them, wake up and realize certain things and gets them to kind of listen too. That's all it takes. So appreciate you.
Yes. So should I go on 100% in every workout of mine? Given I still, I have a day off once a week, should I go in? Like when I say go in, like go on 100% of my workouts.
So we have to separate that, right? It's layered. Like, what we were talking about before we started, what does 100% mean?
Okay. So right now, the common notion of people, because they watch athletes take or snippets of athletes training hard, deep into their periodization, deep into their training program, or let's just say UFC fighters when they're giving it their all just before training camp or during training camp. So a lot of people think that, go, so speedy mentality and just kind of throwing your body around repetitively over and over again is going hard.
Mm-hmm.
The other form of that is actually flexing your way through your movement where your body's feeling it, but you may not have to go as hyperactive or as speedy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in both scenarios, can I do that to my body at 100% go every workout, or should I?
See, if you go 100%, you're actually flexing. You're going through the motion properly. You're being intelligent with the way you train. You can't physically go 100% all the time for the whole session. I think it's physically impossible.
Definitely.
And it's definitely mentally detrimental.
Definitely.
To you, I think, right?
I mean, this is why we fashioned our fitness classes. Let's talk particularly Blitz, where there's almost a climax to the workout.
Yeah.
Where you're building up to it, so you're not going hard. Because remember, there's a lot of people that come into when I could say particularly our classes, a lot of people who come in their first class and immediately they're hard. And the first workout you give, or first warm up workout you give them, they're going hard. And it's kind of like by the time warm up's done, they've already killed themselves because they didn't know how to pace themselves up and then taper down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people think I should go hard at every point in the workout, pretty much all the way through, and I can sustain that every single day. And they think that is what's going to burn your calories. That's what's going to get me, to lose a pound and a half this week. Right? Mm-hmm. So the question I'm commonly posed is, should I do that?
So when you're asked a question like that, the question is, are you able to actually do the workout properly, exercise properly first?
So form and technique.
Like before we drag race, we gotta know if we know how to drive on the fucking street.
Can you drive straight? Yes.
Can you drive straight? Do you know the signals? Do you know to turn on the car?
Can you shift? Yeah.
Can you shift the gear if you're doing manual? Do you know how to fill the tank with gas? Mm-hmm. So that's the real question first, and really we can't answer that. You're whoever's listening. If you're listening, is you have to answer that authentically and honestly. If you are just getting into it, and I mean, I would categorize somebody getting into it first year, man. Minimum. Even if you've been in the gym for a year, you haven't explored your body at all.
Right.
Like I've been working out since '96, and I've explored my body throughout all these years, but it took years and years and
different
years
forms too. As a fighter, as a judo, as a Muay Thai guy, as a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Powerlifting.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
done it all. We've done it all.
Yeah.
But it took time to master. So the reason why I say that is because, yes, you could dabble in these exercises, dabble into these art forms, but have you actually dove in and mastered each art form,
right?
And understood the concept wholeheartedly?
Because again, a lot of it has to do these days. Listen, every commercial these days has an aspect of fitness,
or a battle rope,
or a battle rope, or some sort of a ladder, sled push. So that's that. Whether it's a Reebok or a Nike commercial or a Gatorade commercial, man, even drugstore commercials got that shit now.
I fucking hate that shit.
It's so stupid. But hey, they're trying to,
yeah. Even these commercial big box gyms that never did this shit.
Of course.
They're getting into that now.
And usually in that clip that you see of 5 seconds or less, it's somebody going ape shit hard, giving their all. So when people see that, they think this is my ideal for every one of my workouts. At that intensity, at that speed, at that hyperactive type of motion, right? I should be doing that.
Well, now, it's like watching a drag race. Like, are you doing that all the time in your car? No, it's that.
And here's
10
the
seconds,
thing.
Right?
Here's the thing. So it comes down to technique. A lot of that shit looks beautiful in camera, because one, let's face it, there's some really good editors out there.
Oh yeah.
Two, right? I mean, two, it's also the technique. To create waves on a battle rope and to make it look fast doesn't have to be hard. It's literally a flick of your wrist and your arm movement alongside with your, right?
And how much weight is on the battle rope too, right?
And how much of your body are you actually putting into it? So a lot of people think throwing their body around is going hard.
Yeah.
And I should be doing this in classes, or I should be doing this in my personal workouts.
Yeah.
Right? So you're getting a lot of that. And that's what people are asking, hey, should I go hard every single day? And that's what their idea of hard is. Like my 100%.
Yeah, that's so like I said, 100% is two different things. 100% within that one exercise session, like that set or whatever that sequence that you do. Go 100% there. And then strategically rest. There's a form of rest after that. There has to be some sort of rest within that notion, or you can't like think about it. When you go, I would say MMA is one of the hardest things I've physically ever had to do. Of course. Right. Even then, you need a break. 2 minutes. If you stepped into a ring, bro, just Muay Thai, 2 minutes, and Muay Thai is not even a fast-paced thing. Yeah. You're dying. You want to get the hell, especially when your adrenaline's going and stuff like that. You
your
want
heart
that.
Is beating that much faster.
Like a minute seems like an hour. Hour. Right. And your ability to think significantly goes down.
Yes.
So think about that, right? At a certain heart rate, I forgot what it was. Remember what Master Steve said?
It was well over 170s or something like that.
After a certain heart rate, your brain's ability to think and comprehend certain things significantly diminishes.
Yes.
So imagine now if you're trying to go 100% for a long period of time, your energy levels are going down and your ability to think is going to go down. What do you think is going to happen?
So it's a very interesting you say that, because now we're going to get a little bit scientifical here. So when that happens, first of all, when your heart rate gets up to 175 plus, your body is already releasing cortisol and other stress hormones, which is naturally shutting down any system or process that your body can do at the time, up and including the ability to break down sugar and think in your brain, as well as any defense mechanism you may have is pretty much gone from there, because you can't actually neurologically fire anything. So you got to remember that when you go in that state of 100% go, you're pretty much going there. You're going to that maximal heart rate mode where you're reaching up plus 170 or over 170 plus. So you cannot potentially do that. It's kind of like asking Usain Bolt, okay, I want you to stay at that same pace for 5 minutes now.
Yeah.
There's no way, right? Your body cannot do that. There's nothing like that. Like LeBron even has to chill at certain points in time in the game. You know what I mean? So, and it's not like he goes hard every single game. He may, but he does. So even to you as a person watching, you may think, oh my God, LeBron goes hard every game. He does, but but to himself, he knows exactly what his 70% was, or his 90% was, his 85 at any given point in time in that game.
Yes.
Right? It's not like he's going fast forward 100% at every play.
No, and while he's strategically going up and down the court, whatever position he's currently at, he's recovering. He's being mindful of his breathing. He's being mindful of what his body's doing right now.
So let's take a step back for a second, and you just covered a big thing, breathing. I let class people know all the time, and even clients. The best thing you can do for yourself, especially if you're doing a high intensity interval type of working out, or even just to recover from a hard cardio set, the biggest thing you can do is open up your pathways and actually breathe into your diaphragm. So what that looks like is you're actually going to expand your stomach.
Yeah, but people don't want to look fat. That's a problem.
Deep, right? And then exhale with that, and take a long exhale, just like you took a long inhale, a slow one. Now, what normally you would do for a faster paced workout, so again, when the high intensity interval comes, and let's just say, hey, let's go do that sled push as fast as you can, as hard as you can. You should be breathing with the pace of your movement. Hence, it should be very short, and it should be very towards the chest cavity. So it should be like, so for the speed of your movement, you should be breathing towards the same idea. Now, there is no way that you can go 100% at that breathing rate. Let's just say one that takes 175 beats a minute, or one that takes 180. There's no way at all you can do that for a full minute.
No.
We've tried, we've tested, we've sampled it in our classes.
Yeah, that's why we go, 40 seconds?
We go anywhere from 20 to 40.
Yeah.
Because at any time, and those things interchange and interlock as well, because at any given time, or let's just say if you ask somebody to go hard for 1 minute, chances are they're not going to last 10 seconds.
No. The first 20 seconds, maybe they're okay, but then the last 30 to 40 seconds, they're just like, fuck, when is this time
And
done?
I'll be honest with people listening to this right now. There's a reason why the 100-meter sprint is what it is. It's marked at a 10.7 second rate of a race. And the reason why we say that is because it takes that much time to accelerate, reach peak, and to decelerate just as fast. So think about that. It takes 10.7 for your body to accelerate, get to its maximal speed, and then decelerate. So that's why they have that fashion at that 10.7 as let's just say qualifying heat or whatever it may be. So for those of you listening that don't think that you can go into a round and go 30 seconds hard, you've tried it in Muay Thai. Of course, you're going to train for that.
Yeah,
but
it's
when you
hard, man.
when you actually rate your on a scale of output of your body and muscle firing, after 10 seconds, it's not the same anymore. It dies down very slowly. Now, when people think and say, "Hey, that guy's got great endurance. That guy can fucking go last forever," what he's able to do is able to maintain a certain level, or he or she.
Right? The thing is that we're forgetting to mention that. We're talking about high-level athletes here.
Yes, exactly.
We're talking about high-level athletes.
Yeah, and they don't have to be very known basketball players or whatever. Anybody you see on like a Gatorade commercial, an Under Armour commercial these days, they're fit. They're fit where this is what they do every single day. And even they don't go 100% every single day.
Dude, when I was fighting, that's all I did. Remember I quit my job and I was just focusing on fighting. You would run in the morning, 10K, do sprints midday, and then Muay Thai at night. But then in between, I'm eating, I'm like,
Stretching,
I'm
foam rolling,
stretching,
relaxing your
eating,
muscles.
like I'm eating like
Recovery.
crazy. I'm recovering like crazy because then, and then that's when you start getting a little bit depressed too, because your body's broken. You're trying to, you know, train for a very, big moment for a fight, like in a tournament and stuff like that. So there's high stakes, and you're gonna get into a ring where somebody's gonna knock you out. It's not like you're just working out. There's a lot more high stakes. There's something behind the working out.
Yes.
So there's higher stakes. I've been fit my entire life, and I was still tired
Of course.
after a 2-minute round. I'm still
course.
like my joints were healthy, right? I did the proper, pre-fight camp training with the strength, endurance, all that stuff. I did all that shit proper, and I was still tired
And ate
after.
a diet that was.
I was alkaline heavy diet, right?
Yeah.
Like it was insane. That's where I learned so much about myself and my body and how human performance. But still, 2 minutes was like you still want to get the hell out of the ring and sit down for a sec.
Of course.
After 2 minutes, you're
Of
dying.
course.
So imagine now a person who, a regular person who has a job, who has stresses in their lives. Kids piss them off that
Yeah.
day. Your cortisol level is higher than normal because you're not well rested, probably.
Yeah.
Imagine what you're gonna do to your body if you try to emulate that type of training style.
Yes, exactly.
And you don't have the proper. So when it comes down to it, athletes, they don't have to think after a certain heartbeat because it's so
It's
ingrained
ingrained.
into their
It's
body.
a habitual thing.
So that's why the knock on wood, the injury, the injuries
Aspect
are
or risk,
less.
the risk,
The
yeah.
risk are a little bit less because you put
The
your
body's
body
been
through
prone to it.
Dude, come on, I've thrown punches
Repetition.
a million times. I've done bench press a million freaking times,
Yeah,
squats a million times.
repetition.
I could do jump lunges effortlessly because I know my body. I know how high I'm gonna jump. Blah blah. blah.
That's
Right? So imagine somebody who's tired, who's stressed, who's trying to go 100%. One class, maybe they made it through the bodybuilding class or whatever, and then they try to do another class. Your ability to perform, to even comprehend what's happening, is so low. Like it's the question of, do you want to be effective or do you want to be busy?
yes, it's true. Oh wow, that's very good. Very good.
That's
adage, yeah.
exactly it. Like,
Yeah.
do you want to be busy? Because that's a psychological thing. And I was
Yeah.
texting with a couple clients and telling them that, like, they were frustrated because of blah blah blah. They're not losing. They lost a lot of weight and they stopped losing weight. I'm like, you got to stop thinking that you're being effective because you're here out for hours. It doesn't work that way. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
There's a certain mojo that you have. Your body has to go, and you have to unlock that yourself.
Yes.
You have to figure that out yourself. I can't tell you either.
Yeah.
Like, how many times, maybe somebody, you give this prescription to somebody for 2 hours and they actually, their body
And it
can
actually
handle it.
works, yeah,
Their body can
yeah,
handle it.
yeah.
But now you said you give this other person an hour and a half. Like,
There's
holy
no way
fuck,
at all.
my body's,
Yeah. There's no way at all.
my body's not responding. Okay, let's try
course.
40 minutes. Like, oh shit, 40 minutes is great for the
For
style,
you particularly, yeah.
because of your style and stuff like that. Every body is totally different.
Yes.
That's why it's very important, and this is why we still have a strategic advantage over everybody else, because we're not group X instructors in
No.
classes. We're actually
No,
personal trainers
personal
first.
trainers
So we could
first.
identify these things, and obviously make recommendations at that point. But it's not. It's still at the end of the day, it's up to the clients and members to adhere to those things and take it in, because even still, we're telling people, hey, stop doing so many goddamn classes.
They have to, people have to recognize the fact that the higher output that you're, every exercise or every set, every rep that you're putting out for your body, and the higher the impact, the higher the likelihood of pain and aches.
Impact, right? Yeah, you're
Impact.
right. We should
Aches
just
and
talk about
pains.
that.
Aches and pains come a lot faster. Injuries are definitely around the corner. Definitely, you know what I mean. Impact over and over again on any joint is actually, so. Let's just say, for example, running. Right, a stride is actually 3 times your body weight on one knee every time you actually take a stride. So if you're a 150-pound
Depends how you
runner,
run, by the way.
right? No, like no matter what, it's on your impact. Obviously, technique and form is
Yeah,
great and
technique and
important,
form, yeah.
but no matter what, the body absorbs it as 3 times the amount of weight that you have on your body. So for a
Because what, the
150-pound
acceleration
runner,
and thing?
everything, yeah, and the actual come down the force,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
impact. So that's 3 times your body weight. So just think about, if you're going to go and run hard every single day, or if you're going to go and, go to classes that are going to be of high jumping, high impact, agility work, all that kind of stuff.
Treadmill classes.
right? Or constant running every single day, pound, 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 right? Or your lower back on a rower. You're gonna get shot for sure, dude, right? And the repetition is, I mean, it is a key to a lot of good things, but it's also there's the threshold where it's too much and you're injuring the other things, right?
So what's the alternative? What
So
was
I
the
was going to give
mindset?
you a plan, but I just wanted to touch base quickly that we touched base a little bit about the neurological system earlier. And for those of you that don't understand it, what it is basically your brain, your muscles, and all your nerves that pretty much run down, and your nerve endings and stuff like that that activate everything, that get your muscles moving, working, things that are moving my hands right now. That's all the neurological system.
Yeah.
So think about the strain and stress that you put on that every single day, just to even think through your work day alongside with, the decisions that you make. This is why we said cut out the fat and make minimal decisions that don't matter to you.
Yes.
Because it stresses the system. And so you're going to do that and add that to the point of very high intensity exercise and trying to go at 90 to 100% maximal output. You're going to lead yourself to a quick burnout very, very quickly, injury, and not very much success. So,
And not to mention the glycogen store is already depleted.
It's already depleted.
Because some people just walk into the classes hungry.
Yeah.
Or walk into
Yep.
the workouts hungry.
yeah.
With the mindset that, okay, my body's gonna burn the fat.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, when your cortisol levels are so high, it doesn't even matter at that point, right?
Like when we talk about these, when you talk about these clips of athletes and stuff like that, understand that if they are, if one, it's a commercial, so it's a staged thing. They may have to put submaximal output during that exercise or whatever, but it's not for a full workout. I'll tell you that much. It's coming from a guy that's actually shot professional commercials
Yeah.
with high physical output.
Yeah.
And next thing, if they were to train like that, it is deep into the heart of their training regimen off season, where they're trying to get a particular goal. So I'm trying to get faster, or I'm trying to get bulkier, or I'm trying to get more explosive. Only if they're deep in the heart of that. So let's just say for 3 to 4 weeks worth, are they actually going that hard?
Yeah. They don't
All
show the
year
boring
long,
shit.
they don't do that. They do a lot of boring shit that you don't see.
Like long rest.
Activation,
Yeah.
long rest, icing your whole body. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Because that would do a lot more for you than going back to the gym to do a second workout tonight. Go ice your whole body. 10 minutes.
100%.
1 minute, go
dude.
go in there. You're not going to last. That's even
Recovering, eating proper, healthy, nutritious food is going to do better for you than actually working out.
so. In which case, to add is muscles work best when they're 100% recovered. General rule of thumb is major muscle groups take about 72 hours. Minor muscle groups such as your arms, your biceps, stuff like that, like your delts, take about
calves.
48. Wow, that was a boom, Clay. 48 hours.
48, yeah. 48.
So just to give you guys a little plan so you get something out of this podcast, a good thing that I always get athletes to do, or anybody, even one of my clients, here's a good example. So if you want to go hard, within a week span, we're just going to take a week. Let's just say on day one, you're going to go 65 to 70% of maximal output. Day two, so say Tuesday would be 85% day. So you're going to go a little bit, whole overload. You're going to push your body a little more. And that also includes the exhaustion factor. How tired are you after? Are you able to sit and stand still and walk and drive yourself out of the gym? Or are you like resting there for a good 45 minutes and you're pretty much done? Day three would be at your 90 to 100%. Now, I wouldn't say every single week go 100. Maybe some weeks you do. Some weeks you stay at 95%. That would be, let's just say, on a Wednesday. Now, the very best thing to do after a very, very hard day like that is, again, to go ice your body, stretch your body, chill out on Thursday. Typical
So rest day, don't do
rest day,
recovery
chill
day.
out. Yeah. Now, we're gonna do for you guys is actually there's a very good critical question that my client asked me today about carb cycling. We're gonna cover on another podcast about carb cycling and able to maximally get the maximal output and as well as outcome out of that.
What is carb cycling for people who don't know what that is?
It's basically tapering your carbs upward and downward at any given time in your week.
Okay, so each day is a different
down,
carb intake?
So it could be each day. It could be every couple days. It could be moments
Okay.
in your day.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's get into all that in
Cool.
a different podcast. But that, well, if you guys follow, if you want to do this, Monday, 65, 70%. It doesn't have to be Monday. I'm just using that as an example. Tuesday, about 85%. Wednesday, 100% go. Thursday, take a rest. Go ice yourself. Go get treated. Go stretch it out. Hold your stretches 2 minutes to actually elongate muscle. Muscles work best when they're rested. They work best when they're responsive and elastic. So your flexibility training, and not just stretching, flexibility training is just as important because that's what muscles do. They respond to stress. And the more responsive they are, the better outcome you're going to get out of that. So don't focus so much on 100% go.
Not moving your body, but actually like
be
operating
in tune with your body.
efficiently.
Yeah. Remember, guys, it all comes down to planning and periodization. If you don't know what that is, get at us at
BTS at strengthenyou.com. That's Bobby, Terry, Sandy at strength-u.com. Or hit us up on Instagram at strengthenyou.
any questions, any topics you want us to cover, please let us know. Thank you for listening. We appreciate y'all. I'm Christian.
And I'm Carlo. Make sure you don't go 100% all the time, but make sure you give it 100%.
Hey.
Cheers.